I mean, this is the same Gareth Southgate who missed the penalty in 1996 and a few months later was doing the Pizza Hut commercial with a bag over his face. So, I don't know, man.
Absolutely shameless. All right, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Did I Mention. I am Aaron West, as always, with the homie himself, Tosin McKinney. How you doing, bro?
I'm so good, but I'm also not good. I can't even wear my gold necklaces or even my rings because that's how bad England were today. So
you can't start today. Like we are reacting to the end of England, Czech Republic. England going through at the top of the group, 1-0 win. We're gonna do a little different today. We're gonna do 5 things that England need to do to win their next game. It's gonna be either France, Germany, or Portugal.
Or Hungary. Yeah.
Not good for them. It's not good for them. Why don't you start it off for us, Toast? What do England need to do to have a chance?
Oh my goodness. What do England need to do? Man, I can't even honestly. There's so many things that we would need a whole segment. But I think the biggest thing is just finding out who's gonna play between Sancho and Grealish, which is kind of your point. Those two are just very special. I mean, you saw in the first half how good Jack Grealish is. I love Marcus Rashford. I think Rashford should have started, but he's not healthy. You can literally see Marcus cannot. Yeah. His body cannot.
Look at his power meter. It's starting off at 3/4.
Marcus is literally broken. It's like Mike Tyson's my back. He cannot run. He can't do anything. So yeah, you need to play your 2 most creative players. We've seen what Sancho has done in the Bundesliga. We've seen what he's done in the Champions League. The kid actually has won a trophy, unlike someone starting number 9. But that's besides the point. But yeah, Sancho or Grealish should play. What about you? What do you think?
I mean, that goes right to my point. They cannot rely on Harry Kane. At this point, he cannot be relied on. He's clearly not healthy. He hasn't been fully fit. It looks 2 to 3 years now. We've been harping on this for a while. The chance that he missed point blank, a healthy Harry Kane with fully functioning ankles, he tucks that away. I think 9 times out of 10. But I think both he cannot be the focal point of the attack because so much goes through him. I don't think he's good enough right now. I don't think he's healthy enough right now. And I think when he's not in form, when he doesn't look good, Southgate has to sub him. He can't just be oh, we can give him the full 90. He's gonna score a goal. He's not at that point right now. So I think that is massive for them. You talked about it a little bit with Sancho, with Grealish, their style of play. They have to figure out how they're going to play. Are they a long ball team? Are they short passing team? Do they probably need to play a little quicker? Talk to me a bit about that. We talked before we got on camera.
I think England right now, just in the space of they have so many talented players, they don't know how to put or where to put these players at the right or the wrong time. Harry Maguire coming back is huge for them. I know a lot of people don't really like Harry because he costs a lot of money and he's not the most attractive person in the world, but that guy can play football. You see in the first half, when he splits the lines with his passes, it's okay, all right, this is very silly. But it's how do you want to play football? Do you want to be a long ball team, like you said? How do you want to play? So England needs to literally figure out who and what are we as a footballing team. Because right now, they're just a mosh pit of just talent and no direction. So, yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna keep it a whole buck, I don't think they can make a deep run. Even if they put all those things together, I legitimately, I don't really give them a chance getting past Portugal. I don't see them getting past, damn sure not France. And Germany has had their number for a very, very long time. But if they are going to have a chance, they have to figure out that midfield balance. We saw in the first game, Declan Rice, Calvin Phillips together. Unless you're planning on sitting in and just defending for 90 minutes, I don't think that tandem works. I think you need a Calvin Phillips or a Rice, and then a more kind of progressive ball-carrying midfielder, someone who's a little bit more attacking. And that kind of goes with your point about tempo. I think they're a little bit too similar players that kind of, and it's even more Declan Rice, honestly. He passes sideways, he passes backwards. He does not, if you need to ratchet the tempo up. And Jordan Henderson, I've never been a massive Jordan Henderson fan, but you have to give him his props. He moves the ball, he keeps the game running. I think having him back healthy is very big for them. I think maybe it should be Calvin Phillips and Jordan Henderson if he's healthy. But I really think they have to sort that balance, the midfield balance, and that goes with the next point, which is we talked about upping that tempo. They have to play quicker. They have the technical players to move the ball. a lot of those guys play in very technical teams. Like they have to move the ball quicker. They can't just lazily slide it side to side. In the game today, there's too many athletic players. There's too many technical players. It's not going to work. But again, I really don't give them much of a shot at all. Like if we're going to keep it 100, like if we're going to keep it a whole 100, who do they want to play next is a really interesting question. I think
Hungary.
if you have to, Hungary, if Hungary, okay, let's take Hungary off the table. They would love that. Absolutely love that. If I mean, maybe Portugal. I don't like. Honestly, actually, in current form, Germany probably, because Germany don't really have it figured out. That like Yugi Love really is loving that back three. He really wants to play with wing backs. Some of those players look a little bit uncomfortable. Obviously, last game they played very well, but I think in the form, in the kind of transition period that Germany is in, like Yugi Love, where he is as a coach, he's not that hungry anymore. He's won it all. He doesn't care. He's just trying shit now. Like that's what he's doing. He's just trying stuff because he's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? Fire me? I'm leaving. So I would say let's go with Germany. But I think they lose to any of those three teams. Honestly, like straight up, I think they lose to any of those three teams.
The Germany thing is like Germany's just really talented. Like I know like a lot of people there in their like their weird transition phase, but like still like Robin Gosens a talented player.
Deep as hell.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like it's like I'm just thinking about. I'm just like, bruh, you guys got yourself in a world of pain. So
there was that whole discussion about like should they try and lose and like try and get second, and we talked about that, and like I don't think you can do that. Like it's that's like a video game thing. Like, oh yeah, let's try and lose a little bit. But you as a player, as a footballer, you're not going out ever trying to lose. And all of those dudes are the most competitive people. Like you don't get to be a pro like that without being insanely competitive. Losing at ping pong pisses them off. Like you cannot set up to try and draw or lose. And the most important thing is to be informed, to be playing well together, and to try and kind of like tank it goes against everything as like a footballer. Like you do. Like it just doesn't make sense for you to try and like kind of half step it. It just doesn't work. So on that regard, like they should have gone out to try to win, but like they're screwed. That's it, bro. I think they lose in the next round. I think it's a wrapping thing for them. Like, I mean, I don't
want somebody to come out here and be like, haha, I got you on camera, and like, haha, we got you. But like
4K, you know what it is.
No, I mean, realistically, I just don't see it for England. Like, I really want them to do well, but it's at the same time, it's like I try to be as real as possible. So, England, do they go far? I mean, this is the same Gareth Southgate who missed the penalty in 1996 and a few months later was doing the Pizza Hut commercial with a bag over his face. So, I don't know, man.
Absolutely shameless. I do want to say one thing, though. I'm always bagging on England. You know this. But I have to give credit where credit is due. I do love a lot of players on that team. Raheem Sterling, I am so happy for him. 2 goals. He's got 2 goals in 3 games now. Does he have their only 2 goals?
He does.
Okay. That's better than Harry Kane. He is justifying Gareth Southgate selecting him. He obviously had a really rough season, but his movement, his technique, his ability on and off the ball, and he's a big game player. He really is. Like he loves those moments. He's the guy. Like I feel like his teammates really like him. Anytime he scores, they're all super happy for him. So Raz needs to be on the field, and for me, it's probably Sancho that should be on the field, but either Grealish or Sancho has to be on the pitch. But also, shout out my boy Bukayo Saka getting a start today. Well. The movement was fantastic. He set up the play that led to the Grealish assist for Raz's goal. I want to just shout out my man's Bukayo. Like every single time he steps on the pitch, he's like, all right, I'm here. What are we doing? Who are we playing? It doesn't matter. Let's go. He does not care what the stage is.
He understands the assignment, as the kids would say.
Yes, he understands the assignment, and the assignment is just do what you do.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
I got one more thing. I got one more shout out. One more shout out. Shout out to Yaya Toure for that article about butt cheeks,
the bump,
and how
the importance of the ass.
That's where we sign off. That's where we sign off.
That's it. Just shout out Yaya Toure. Shout out Uncle. As always, like, comment, subscribe. We will catch y'all very, very soon for the next episode of Did I Mention. Thank you guys always for coming to watch and sitting down with us. But we'll catch you soon.
Peace.